Andrew Doran is Vice President, co-founder of In Defense of Christians. Andrew, ISIS has been going after just about everybody, but it seems like Christians are really taking the brunt of their wrath. How many Christians have been killed by ISIS?
It would be difficult to have a precise number there. Certainly well into the upper hundreds, and probably much more likely well into the thousands.
In this latest video, there was even a threat that they were going to conquer Rome. Does this mean the Catholic Church needs to be aware of a possible attack?
I think this is a threat that's going to be with us for a very long time, and certainly I would think Christian religious leaders, Westerners, should be aware, and I'm certain that they are.
This is really frightening. It seems to be just blowing up, expanding. Certainly Libya is an expansion of ISIS, isn't it?
This is another example of ISIS taking the Western world by surprise, and it's another example of an al-Qaeda-affiliated extremist group trying to outflank, as it were, the previous group in terms of extremism. They've gone even a step further than ISIS has typically gone with the public execution of Christians, who are people of the book and ought to be protected even by the most rigid interpretations of the Quran.
And Pope Francis is certainly denouncing this and calling these Coptic Christians our brothers. They shed their blood. Egypt has started to do airstrikes, but when you consider the interior turmoil in Egypt, how much can they do?
Well, first of all, these migrant workers were not crusaders. They were not ideologues. They were humble workers whose lives were taken. And we've seen a swift response from General Sisi, much as we saw a swift response from King Abdullah in Jordan. These responses were anticipated, of course, by ISIS and welcomed, because they're speaking to a very small segment of the Islamic world that they want to, that is inclined to be radicalized, and which they hope to radicalize further. Their numbers have been swelling by the thousands every month, and there's no reason to suppose that that is going to be discontinued in the foreseeable future. So this is part of the reality that we're facing, and so some of the challenges that are going to be faced by Egypt, Jordan, and other countries that have significant Christian communities, such as Lebanon, in the future, ISIS is not going away.
It's very frightening, and it's certainly cause for prayer for our Christian brothers and sisters. Andrew Doran, Vice President, co-founder of In Defense of Christians, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Brian.